Welcome to Echoes from Riverside, the Cemetery Walk. I'm Daniel Wheelock, and I was elected the first mayor of Moiline. I was actually born in Erie County, New York. My parents, Chapin and Lucy Wheelock, had 11 children. 11. The interesting thing, really interesting thing, is that 10 of us survived childhood. Infant death mortality was rampant in the 1800s, and especially in the early 1800s when I was born. So as a young man, I came west to find opportunity, settled into St. Charles, and worked in the lumber and grain industry, mainly getting both products from the harvesting to the manufacturer. After a few years, I went back out east to Worcester, Massachusetts, changed jobs completely. Became a maker of shoes and boots, and worked in leather. And all the time there, I kept thinking about what everyone was saying about California, land of opportunity and whatever. So I thought, why not? I went to California, didn't like it. A year and a half later, I came back and wound up in DuPage County, where I farmed for 15 years. During that time, I met my lovely wife, Ruth Moffett. We were married in 1851. We were together for 40 years. She passed in 1891. I came to Moiline in 1865, which was the last year of the American Civil War, opened up a bakery. And of course, we did pies and cakes. That's what bakeries do. But we also did specialty crackers that Moliners loved. The bakery was an immediate success, and successful right from the very, very beginning. The other reason I came to Moiline was my brother Stillman. Stillman was quite a guy. In his lifetime, he was the president of 2 banks. He was the president of Moline Power, which brought power from the dam into downtown Moline and then up the hill. He was president of Moline Plow, and also president of the company that he started, Moline Paper. He made paper and would deliver it all throughout the area. He'd load up his wagon, cover it so the elements couldn't get to it, hitch up his 4-horse team, and go as far as Galena. It would take him days to get there. On his way back, he would collect and buy rags and used material that he could use to make more paper when he finally got back here. He also served on the Rock Island County Board of Supervisors and was president of the Moline Central Railroad, which ran trolleys up and down. Well, in 1870, he was an actual millionaire. He was worth more than $1 million. Incredibly successful. He also raised thoroughbreds, and he didn't just raise thoroughbreds, he bred national champions. His farm was where the Quad City Airport is now. Very successful and very a pleasant older brother. Well, in 1872, Moline held its first mayoral election. I ran for mayor, and so did Mr. John Deere, who you're going to meet next. A lot of immigrants had come to the area, Germans, Swedes, Belgians. A lot of them wound up working for John Deere. So the election seemed to be in real doubt. But when the votes were cast and counted, I had won by almost a 2-to-1 margin.
Wow.
Became the first mayor of Moline. Now, a little over a year after that, I decided to step down. I wanted Moline to have another election and get on the regular mayoral election cycle that other cities and Illinois was on at the time. So I stepped down, not run in the next election. John Deere ran, and he became Moline's second mayor. At the end of his term, I ran again, became Moline's third mayor. And Stillman ran after my term for 3 consecutive terms. He was mayor for three terms all by himself. So this is a guy who accomplished a lot in his lifetime. The main problem when I was mayor were our streets and roads. Moline was just pretty much the downtown area and starting up the hill at that time. And the roads, they were just dirt. So we covered them in crushed rock and cinders. That gave a little more traction, flattened them out a little bit, and they worked. until it rained. And if it rained a lot, then all we had were big ruts from the wagon wheels and that, and holes where the horses would put in and try to pull out and leave big holes. They were almost impassable for the vehicles, but especially so for anybody on foot. So what we did is we built sidewalks, raised decks out of wood on the side so that you could get up out of the muck and the mire. We didn't have treated wood like you have today. And so consequently, the platforms began to rot and have bad spots. So we put in lanterns. That beautified the downtown and also let you see where the holes were so you could get around that. Today, of course, you have beautiful brick, concrete and asphalt streets and sidewalks and that. Although I've noticed you still have a lot of potholes to fix. When I was mayor, Moiline was 6,600 people. Today, it's 43,000 people. So Moiline has really grown up over the hills to the Rock River Valley and beyond. Also in 1872, I deeded land to my brother Stillman and his wife for a future library. He built a 3-story structure that eventually became known as the Wheelock Library Hall. That building still exists today. It's model printers, and if you go downtown, it's right across the street from the John Deere exhibit. Well, there you have it. New York boy who came west, did a lot of different jobs, but settled in Moiline, became Moline's first and third mayor. Along with my brother and John Deere, we were the first 6 mayors. And I lived from 1822 until 1893. Thank you.